Yo, 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 what's good? Thank you for coming to the House of Barf. I'm Chairman, and before we get started, I would just like to emphasize that the content that we share on House of Barf is for informational and entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors, and the information provided should not be considered as professional financial advice. Investing and financial decisions involve risk. It is crucial to do your own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any financial choices. The opinions expressed on House of Barf are of our own and do not reflect the views of any organizations that we may be affiliated with. Please remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and the financial landscape can change rapidly. Always conduct thorough due diligence and seek financial advice from a financial advisor tailored to your personal needs and circumstances. By listening to this podcast, you agree that the host and in the future, if we have any guests, are not responsible for any financial decisions you make as a result of the information presented on House of Barf. Now let's dive into today's episode. Yo, 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 what's good? It's Chairman Chandlerghayes, formerly known as House of Barf. What's going on? It's May 19th, 2024, approximately 12:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What's going on? With me, nothing much. A lot of tremendous energy is going on in my life. And believe it or not, so, again, joined a entrepreneurship social networking community. They also call it the tribe. And this group is referred to as the Connected Leadership Academy, the CLA. And the reason why I joined this group, because there was a subscription to join the group. And I'm not going to go into how much the subscription is or how much it costs me, because for every individual, it's very possible that it's different. It's kind of like when you holler at your weed man, or your guy or your girl, and you take it back to the crib or whatever. And y'all know I love my trap stars. I really care about my trap stars so much. Because I feel like entrepreneurs and the trap life relate so much. It's just business. But the thing is, and I know there's always going to be a certain amount of drugs to go around. I'm pretty sure that we've all come to that conclusion. But if there's any way we could even take 1% of that, and I'm telling you, one day somebody's going to approach me and say, "Stop trying to encourage these young trapsters to get out the trap." I was chilling with a young trapster who I've manipulated and groomed to work for me, and they listened to Chandlerghayes, formerly known as House of Barf, and they're talking about that they want to now start a business, something like a drink stand or something about Kool-Aid or something. I don't know. So stop fucking talking and get these kids back on the block where I need them to be. And I hope that day never comes, but I'm telling you, one day they're going to be like, "Man, we're tired of you, Chan. We're tired of the positivity you're trying to spread on these young entrepreneurs. Instead of them trying to get on the block and sell these rocks, they're trying to get on the block and sell a pair of socks." I'm like, oh, dress socks? Sweat socks? It doesn't matter. Socks. I'm like, well, that's actually a great industry. Shut up! I don't want to hear it. But really, socks industry is a great industry because guess why? Besides those guys that be walking around with no socks, the majority of the time, and I'm sure there's women too that do it, but majority of the time, socks are on every pair of feet, no matter how poor, how rich. Normally, I could be wrong, when people step out of their house or even in the house, there's people who go to bed with socks on. It's a great industry. Sorry. That's what can happen when you start talking about entrepreneurship. They say supposedly even the I don't want the underprivileged, the on the bottom of the scale. I don't want to call it the bottom. Will spend their dollars on, guess what? Socks. So do you really want to be on the corner pumping rocks? I understand there's a market for it, and it's probably $1 billion industry. Or you could also be on the corner pumping socks and think about the energy. Think about, and again, what else can we hop into pumping socks? We can still run into the robbers. We can still run into the lawyers. You know, it's like, oh, wait a minute. These socks, do you have a permit? You're going to still run into it. And so on the other note, could the trap game be operated without violence? Absolutely. What ends up happening is you get some people who watch a lot of movies, you know, think that this is what they have to do, or their instinct takes over and they're hungry or they're tired and instinct takes over, and the person who got robbed says, you know what, that ain't never going to happen to me again. The person who robbed might have been hungry, just needed to get something to eat, and was like, screw it. I know they're out there in the corner. I'm going to rob them real quick, and we're going to get these lights turned on. We're going to eat something. So then the person who got robbed says, I ain't never going to get robbed again. That costed me too much. I almost couldn't pay my plug. My plug is a complete asshole. And if you don't bring their money on Friday at the arranged time every week or every 2 weeks, whatever the arrangement is, they don't play. So luckily, because I've been in this game so long, I have a stash and I was able to pay the plug. But they ain't never going to be me again. I'm never going to be in that situation. I'm not even talking about ain't no bitch in me. I ain't talking about that. Okay? I'm talking about this ain't never going to happen to me because it's not productive for my business structure. My structure is it's a basically close to bartering system, and happy Sunday and God bless everybody. But because of my structure, you know, let's just say, for example, it's a bartering system where essentially I'm not putting up any cash. Another way they refer to it is consignment. That's one term I would hear growing up. Essentially, you're not putting up any money. Okay? You cannot afford. See, it's different. This is also when I talk about securities, the stock market and everything. It's a difference when you put up the money and, you know, you get robbed. You essentially just lost your principal. You know, let's just say you bought a stock and the stock went to zero. You went long on the stock and went to zero. You lost your principal. It's different if you were to borrow money to buy that stock and it goes to zero. You could end up owing more than the principal due to interest, whatever it is. Okay, so you say, you know what, I'm never going to get robbed again. And an immediate reaction to that is to go do what? Buy myself a gun. So you buy yourself a gun. What do the robbers end up thinking? You got to remember, in the world of crime and scam, the scam artists and the robbers are not always, a lot of times, always going to be 10 steps ahead. I don't know why the world works this way. It's just the way of the world. How does this work? So, as a person, it's almost like, think about this. It's almost like on the football field. I don't know much about football, but you have the offense and you have the defense. I would say who's at an advantage? Defense. They know pretty much every route, anything you can do. Now, you can say, well, they don't know what we're going to do, but it's kind of like, okay, well, you can only do so much, you know? So in that sense, as an offense, you just chip away, Chip Kelly. I'm not even actually a huge fan of him, or not against him, but I really didn't like what he did in Philadelphia. That really bothered me. But you just chipping, all right? You're just chipping. And what are you waiting for? An opening. Oh shit, we got him. Okay. Now I guess you could say the robbers are offense. I would more so say the people who are trying to protect their stash, the dealers, they're more, I would compare to offense, and robbers are more on defense, and every time you chip away, let's just say you did something to the defense and you got them. Boom, we got them right there. You would imagine that the defense would do what? Put that in their database. Okay, when such and such lined up here, blah, blah, blah. Also, on another note, reverse it. So this is what it would look like in reverse. Okay, so put that in your database. Don't let it happen again. So as a dealer, what happens? You get robbed. You step your game up. Okay, you say, okay, we're going to protect ourselves. We're going to get a gun. Now, the robber does what? They say, okay, we're gonna get a bigger gun. Okay, all right. So here they come. They come with a bigger gun. So maybe I'm using the wrong analogy in that case. But main thing is, what I'm saying is, they're always going to be 10 steps ahead. The robbers, the thieves. You're just trying your best to operate correctly. Okay, you're just trying to do your best moving forward. We're trying to move forward. Okay, and the robbers and the thieves are trying to push us back. No, not to protect or anything. It's just that, they just don't want to see you grow. They want a piece of your pie. So every time you're trying to move up the field, they're just there to take it. Here, intercept, we're taking this. Okay, and say, oh crap. All right, y'all. We're down. Let's go ahead and do this again. So then you get better. You start eventually saying, what, we need to start using technology. What do you think robbers and thieves do next? They say, okay, cool. We're going to step our technology game up. And it's just a constant game of what they would call cat and mouse. Now, in that example, I'm not exactly sure, if I use the right analogy, but I would more so say, dealers are more on the offense, trying to chuck up the field, trying to get more territories, trying to, expand their business, trying to bring in more income. And the robbers are there just robbing, just moving you back. Damn, we lost another stash. Damn, here we go. And all you're doing is chipping away at them, trying to find another opening. And then, okay, we're good. And it's peaceful. It could be peaceful for 3 years. You don't have anything to happen for 3 years. Police don't bother you. Robbers don't bother you. No lawyers have to really be involved. But I would always say, if you're doing something that, is questionable in society's norms, you may just want to always keep a lawyer. That may be, and don't take that as advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. I'm not trying to encourage this. But some things should just, make sense. It's kind of like, come on, guy. Come on, woman. You're really not going, with the grain here. You may want to do something to protect yourself. But again, I'm not trying to hop into ethics and all that. But I would just consider it. So, join this community and pay the subscription, and now part of this group of entrepreneurs who I would say, for the most part, are business owners. Some of them may have full-time jobs. I may have met a couple of entrepreneurs that have full-time jobs and do their business on the side. I think I may have met a cake lady who also, has a full-time job. And a couple things with that. One, joining this entrepreneurship group is crazy in a sense that entrepreneurs, as much as you think, do not talk about money. As much as you would think. Like, you would think that you would join this entrepreneurship group, and it's very possible that I've met multimillionaires, decamillionaires, six-figure business owners. Um, you know, you would just imagine that the conversations would be money, money, money. And I think, and this isn't a plug for the community, I mean, as much as it may be, it's not all about that. It's one reason it made me join, because I felt like I get a phone call from the founder of this group, and I felt a connection. I did. It didn't feel like, hey, join our group of entrepreneurs and we're going to do great and we're going to make millions and billions and we're going to take over the world. And the whole time you're there, all it is an empowerment and encouraging speeches and motivation speeches. And not saying this group doesn't do that. Not saying, it's not a motivational speech all the time. I mean, they are. But on the other note, also, I feel like these are like training courses for people who want to become speakers. It's kind of like I'm in a college university, or it's actually like, it's like I'm in an academy. It really does. It feels like I'm in an academy, and these people who are up there speaking, went through, like, let's say a class or a course, and now it's like, here's your presentation. Now give us your presentation. And another thing that I like about this academy is a lot of times, when you join groups of individuals, the goal is, how can we get you to sell our product? This group is not about doing that. They say, no, we want you to sell your product. What is your product? I told people, I said, listen, I'm not joining this group. When I first met with the founder, I didn't may have said it like this, but I'm like, I'm not joining this group to sell, any of your products. Like, I'm not against telling people about your products, but I'm not joining this group so that every time you got a new product, it's going to be my job to go around selling it. Okay. I'm here to encourage people. I'm here to support people. But every time somebody in this community has a new product or service, I'm not going for broke joining this community. It's like, no, that's not going to be your job. Your job is to get better at speaking, at presentation, at body language, reading body language and giving off body language, and getting your business to grow. Because we would love to have you as a member of the community, and we just want to see you succeed. They want to see me succeed in my business. Told them my business. What are my businesses right now? TikTok. I'm building a TikTok page, social media platform. I'm working on a podcast. I even told them at the time it was called House of Barf. Didn't stop it at all. What made me change the name to Chandlerghayes? Well, I'm starting to learn what an industry plant is. I didn't know what it meant when Cat Williams said it the first time. He was on a Shannon Sharp interview, and he said such and such is a plant. I thought it meant a mole, somebody who is in there. I was close, in there by the industry, by the corporates, to see what everybody else is doing and then report it to corporate, kind of like the out there in China. I don't know what they had. They had like the prime minister team, and every organization has to have like a member of the prime minister or whatever. And these people, they report back to the prime minister what this organization is doing, and when you do that, supposedly you could, get benefits from having, somebody from this prime minister team in your organization. That's what I was thinking was a plant, but no, I found out later that a plant is someone who uses, like, let's say, analytics and data and everything to create their comedy sketch or their rap lyrics and because they understand analytics or something like that. Don't quote me on that. You know, I apologize. I have no notes or talking points when I do these. I just hop on, I turn on the mic, and I get started. And typically with a plant, they have been funded by a group of people, and that's how they now have to operate. So for a while there, I was not funded by anybody or anything. I was operating my stuff on basically a bare minimum. You know, I was using my cell phone. I'm still using my cell phone right now to create the podcast. But what ended up happening was I've got a book published, a children's book, which you're very familiar with. Please support. It's a children's book called Langston Mason's Cool-Made Adventure. And getting this book published, collectively, we've put up approximately about a good amount of money to get this book published. A good amount to me may not be, but we put up some money to get this book published. I don't want to go into all the details, but we'll get into all that later. We will eventually. We will. So in order to recoup a lot of these funds, there's things, again, I'm turning into a plant. Okay. Before the book was published, there was nobody that could, besides like Spotify for podcasters, formerly known as Anchor, if they want to tear down the website, they could tear it down and say, no more. And then I would have to find another platform, Apple, Amazon, or eventually at some point I could create my own website. But there's nothing that can stop me from doing what I'm doing. You know, TikTok, they decided they want to go ahead and ban it or whatever. I could keep going. There's nothing that you can take from me that I'm creating, you know. And there's another thing that I'm working on as well, and we'll get into that as well. I can call it barf if I wanted to. I could call it fuck off if I wanted to. God forgive me. I could call it whatever I want to call it. And there's nothing that anybody can do to stop me, as long as I'm not creating hostile environment, and then eventually, somebody could come in and just say, oh, shut it down. This is, he's talking about Israel, Palestine, and he's offending a bunch of, Jewish people or, Muslim people. And he's just doing ridiculousness. This is outrageous. We got to shut this person down. It's nothing like that, But when recouping these funds, I said, okay, this no longer can just be me wanting to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I want to have people don't even realize the vision I had for House of Barf. It was almost eventually, hopefully, going to get on, let's take Pee Wee Herman, Nickelodeon, meets, Drink Champs or something, $1 million worth of game, Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be hopefully fun and exciting. And I know it's not really geared towards children, more so geared towards young adults, entering their college years, or just 40-year-old, goofies, nerds, whatever, or people who are older who can enjoy it as well. But initially, I would probably say it would gear towards 18 to 25, 35, and just have a good time. Wasn't the plan that God had for me. But people will always tell me all the time, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do so that you can get to what you want. Take the Calvin Johnson way of things. I think him and his family had an accounting firm or something, Megatron, or a law firm or something. And, they played football. And now I'm pretty sure right now his parents' law firm, or if he joined the firm, whatever, accounting, law, I'm not sure what it was. But I'm pretty sure that firm is taking off ridiculously. He used football. And it was crazy about Megatron. And supposedly, I'm not sure if he was passionate about football. That's crazy that you can do that to an industry that you're not even passionate about. That's dope. You got all these people out there putting, their life on the line for this game. And then you got somebody who just dominates it just on accident. Oh, yeah, I'm just naturally a beast. Wouldn't that break your heart one day if we came to find out that LeBron James actually hated basketball? You'd be like, what? No, no way. No, not you, LeBron. Pick somebody else. I don't know. I can't think of anybody else right now that if they said they hated basketball, I'd be like, I don't care. Tristan Thompson says he hates basketball. Oh. Yeah, it shows. You know, it's like, nah, I'm kidding. You know, but yeah, I didn't even see the games last night, to be honest with you. Like, I dozed off early. It was like OKC and I think Dallas or somebody, and I'm not sure. I think OKC went home. I saw little bits and pieces, but I dozed off and I was out. I was out till about 30 minutes ago. But that's just crazy how some people can just be naturally talented and dominate the industry. Give me one. Yeah, so in creating Barf, initially it was a passion project. It was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to see if I could figure out a way to incorporate entertainment, and not the entertainment like, you want to be rich, you want to be financially free and seek your dreams, you need to get your ass off of your ass to make assets. No, I wasn't trying to think of that. I was more so trying to think of like, what's a way that we can kind of like have fun, talk about business, accounting, regulation, finance. These are like what I would kind of call pillars of the financial industry: entrepreneurship, economics, you know, and how can we have fun with it? Those are 4 pillars right there. And you know what? Let's just call it BART. You know what I'm saying? Topics that typically make people gag. You know, things that people are like, ah. Yeah, next subject, P. Diddy. Oh, here. See, it's subjects like that that make me gag. I'm like, are we seriously sitting here talking about Diddy again? Like, please stop. I don't even want to see the video. I didn't even see it. I really didn't. This recent video that came out, you know, I'm dead ass. I didn't even see it, you know, and I'm not going to go looking for it. I don't even want to watch it. I think there was a movie some time ago that said, what if you were watching a video and every time you watched it, there was somebody hooked up to the video that was getting like poked with a needle or something, and as many views as it gets, eventually this person's going to die or something. That's how I kind of feel about videos like that. I'm like, man, if I watch it, then I'm kind of contributing to it. You know, it's like, I got it. Somebody, unfortunately, had to suffer at the hands of this person, and I'm good. All right. There's enough content out there that you can put the pieces together, and I'm just moving on from it. Unfortunately, there's individuals who will not be able to move from it and have to suffer through the trauma for the rest of their lives. But yeah, so in trying to recruit some of these funds, I said, what is it, Chan, that you can do to kind of make it easier for people to find your content, make it accessible, make it easy for people to process, you know, and House of Barf, Chan Man at the House of Barf, a little bit of it is not it. You know what I'm saying? It was too much one aspect of life over here and another aspect of life over there. And I was happy with that for the longest up until started putting up money to support my dreams. Then now, I'll tell you this. As soon as I can recruit some funds, you know what I'm saying, you know, got to pay publishers and whatnot and all that, then it's going to go right back to it. You know, but then what happens then? What happens next? You get sponsorship, right? Some company calls me and says, hey, we see your show is grabbing traction. For the longest, my show was not grabbing any traction. For me, it was the way I liked it. I loved it. I'm coming on, yo, Chairman House of Barf, what the fuck is up? And I'm good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm literally in this point of my energy is low. I mean, when I say low energy, I mean like I'm at peace. I'm good. You know, when my energy is high, that's more so when it's like, okay, he's getting nervous. This could become a wreck. You know, all right, let's calm him down. Let's calm them down. What is it, Chan? What's going on? It's like, yo, it's just a lot of people around me right now, and everybody's asking me questions. Somebody tugged on my arm and pulled me to come talk to them. That kind of made me nervous and frustrated at the same damn time. It's like, yo, it's like, Chandler, you're sweating. You're sweating. Oh, am I sweating? Oh, gosh, get me a napkin. So when I was initially doing barf, and I would get one spin per episode, one audience member, I'm happy. I'm like, yes, nobody's listening to this shit, But now that, it's like, oh man, I got like people relying on me to do better, to bring in sponsorships so we can pay, different things back. So then that's when it was like, okay, just funnel, kind of created a funnel, everything down Chandlerghayes, just funnel it down that. So whenever somebody's looking for the book, Chandlerghayes, when everybody wants to find the podcast, Chandlerghayes, when anybody wants to find the TikTok, Chandlerghayes, anybody wants to find your Facebook, Chandlerghayes, anybody wants to find your YouTube, Chandlerghayes, so it's like everything's under Chandlerghayes. Boom, 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 Chandlerghayes. Okay, so that's kind of where the change in the name of the podcast came from. And just trying to keep everything simple for people so that they don't have to ask, so what's the name of your TikTok? Or what's the name of your YouTube channel? Or what's the name of your podcast? Or how can I find your book? So now all I have to do is say Chandlerghayes. The only thing that's not Chandlerghayes, and we'll get into it in a second, we could take a quick break. I've been talking for about 30 minutes, which is fun. Sometimes just take a break, and I try to put on like a little 2-3 minute advertisement. The advertisements right now are for, I don't even think I finished my Chandlerghayes financial therapy / consultation company's advertisement, but hopefully I did. I did it the other day. I can't even remember if I finished it or not. But I throw in a little advertisement for Links and Mason's Cool and Made Adventure. Another one for, I'm going to throw in one for the financial therapy, fin therapy / consultation. And then is right now I don't have listener support or subscription, but when I do, there'll be one to support Chandlerghayes podcast. So in those sections right there, if y'all really want to know, because again, I try to be transparent. Those are really, that's me practicing. When I created those, I was practicing, and I'm still am practicing when I get that phone call or that email saying, Chan, we would love to have you, we would love to sponsor you, So even if you can hear there are little bits and pieces where I say it wrong, even in disclosure, I use the word wrong, indicative or something like that. I use that word wrong, and other parts you can hear me stumbling over it. And what I do basically, because it's my advertisements, I'm like, you know what, go ahead, just run with it. And I just go ahead and post them. But it's really me practicing when some company calls me and says, hey, Chan, we would love to sponsor you. I say, okay, cool, what's up? We work out the deal, and then I have to do the advertisement. And I will try to work on keeping the advertisements low. I don't want to have a show full of advertisements unless they're like 2 seconds long. Like, hey, real quick, this is sponsored by, and keep moving. Because when I take my breaks, I feel like it's a good break moment. I don't feel like it's a thing where it's like, hey, we need to make sure we leave enough time to get all these advertisements in. When I can't remember it, but when I was a kid, I can't remember who it was. I had a couple people who did commercials. And when you do a commercial, this is me as a kid, they give you the time slot that they're going to air the commercial. They let you know, okay, we're going to slip you in at this time. This is when we have a time for you. And you can sit around, watch the show, and be like, okay, this is when they say the commercial's coming up next. So it's not that. It's not like I'm sitting there saying, okay, we got to get an ad in. We want to make sure we keep this episode to an hour. If I make a 3-hour episode, then it's a 3-hour episode. What I do is I say, you know what? Before we hop into the next topic, that's what I kind of feel like. I kind of got this feeling of like, before we hop into this next topic, let's take a quick break. if you just let it play, you can go use the bathroom, you can go pour yourself a drink, and we'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? That's more so what it is. It's not just, to try to get the ad space filled up or get the ads in. It's more so, this is a good time. Let's cut it off right here. Let's take a quick break. I've been talking for about 33 minutes, and then we'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? So even me, when I take a break, I would say there might be a couple times where I literally hit the record. I take the break and I hit the record button again. A lot of times when I take a break, I'm taking a break. I put the mic down. I just wrote a note real quick that said, on the next topic, basically, what do entrepreneurs talk about in their meetings? And then the next segment after that will be the other business that I started. And then, I think that'll be the end of the show. So I'm about to go ahead and put this down. What am I going to do on my break? Probably pour myself a bev, take a sip, and then hit the record button. So seriously, just real simple stuff. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I appreciate everybody who decided to stop by. I really do want to say thank you so much for all the love and support y'all been showing me. It's been tremendous. Y'all are going on a new level of support. I'm dead ass. Y'all don't even understand. So you say, what do you mean? Lately, my episodes are getting, I honestly, I can't even keep up with it. Per day, I'm starting to get, I don't even think it's 20. I think I'm starting to get like 50 spins like a day. Like, okay. I can't even remember the last episode I did on the 16th. I can't even remember what number I said, how many listens I've gotten. So that's 3 days ago. Okay. We can go back and we can listen to see how many I said on the 16th, how many spins I got. Because I believe on the 16th, I said thank you to all my audience members and we went down the analytics. I'm going to go to the analytics real quick. Oh, I can't even pull it up. Give me a second. Let me see if I can pull it up on my laptop. See, make sure my laptop not dead. It's dead. Okay. We'll get to that. But the last 3 days, it's probably been somewhere between 30 to 50 spins, not per episode, just overall. Compared to what was that just a couple of months ago? I don't know if you remember. Oh, you probably don't remember if you weren't listening. I said my goal was to get what? We went into the year at about 600 spins. So that was like my analytical thing. I was like, okay, well, we did about 600 spins the first year. The next year, let's try to do 600 again. So on May 16th, I believe we were at about approximately 800, and I'm going to say like 30 spins. 830. Okay, approximately. Don't quote me because my laptop's dead, and for some reason I can't get to the analytics on my phone without the recording stopping or something. I checked it this morning. I seriously don't try to check the analytics. It's a bad habit. Like, I try not to check the analytics, but then there's something that's screaming in the back of my head or in my stomach saying, just check it. Just take a quick look. I know you want to see it, baby. I know you want to look at me, baby. And I'm kind of like, I do kind of want to see it, But when I look at the analytics, I will tell you this. It doesn't change my content. It doesn't make me change my content. I say, 15 people listen to one episode. Damn. It doesn't make me say, okay, let me go to that episode, analyze it, and see if I can recreate that episode. I don't do that. I did a podcast with Frank Hellring, and I got a couple phone calls on it from family that listened to it and said that they really like this point, they really like that point. And you know how long I've been meaning to go back to listen to that podcast? Dead ass. And still have not went back to listen to it. I listened to it a little bit probably the first day when it aired. I listened to it a little bit, and then after that, I kind of just was like, and I've been meaning to go back to it and listen to it again. Again, that's the Frank Hellring podcast called Business Buzz. He spells it different. Like, business is B-I-Z-Z, and then buzz is like B-U, Buss or something like that. You got to go check it out. It's Frank Hellring, and shout out to Frank Hellring and his team that gave me that opportunity. I appreciate it so much. I love y'all, and I sent out a couple copies of Langston Minkston's Cool Made Adventure. Hopefully they got them. Nobody reached back out to me to confirm if they got them or not, but I put the addresses that they gave me to send the books to. So hopefully they got them, and hopefully they can share them with their family and friends, and hopefully they enjoy it. But yeah, since then, check the analytics real quick, and it was at like 9:30. I'm not even kidding. In like 3 days, I was like, whoa, what is going on? Now, there's a couple things I can think about. I changed the name of the show to Chandlerghayes, making it more easy for people to find. And two, I've joined a social networking group where it's very possible that maybe they're sharing it with their people. There's a couple of individuals that I think about specifically that maybe they're sharing it with their people, So yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the supporters, all the people who are showing me love and really appreciate me. So I've been talking for about 40 minutes now. What we're going to go ahead and do is just take a quick break, and we'll be right back. This is Chairman Chandler G. Hayes, formerly known as House of Barf. Peace. Welcome, listeners, to a journey filled with excitement, discovery, and financial enlightenment. I'm your host, Chandler G. Hayes, and today I have something truly special to share with you. Imagine a world where adventure and financial literacy collide, where characters come to life to teach valuable lessons in money management. That world exists within the pages of Langston Minkston's Cool Made Adventure, a captivating children's book story authored by yours truly, Chandler G. Hayes. In an enchanting tale, Langston Minkston sets out on an unforgettable journey along with his best friend Zonky to learn about savings, budgeting, and community, and the power of entrepreneurship. It's not just a story. This is an educational tool designed to ignite curiosity and empower young minds. So, what is it that inspired me to write this children's story? As a parent and as a person who's passionate about the financial industry, I wanted to create something fun and engaging for children to learn about money, finances, entrepreneurship. Through this adventure of Langston Minkston's, I hope to inspire young readers to be curious and courageous about financial responsibility. And on another note, also, growing up in an area as the DMV, the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia area, I know the temptations that children can have going in either direction. We have politics on one side, and then we also have chemical dependency on another side. And how entrepreneur minds can fall into a trap. So, in order to inspire children to also think about entrepreneurship in other ways, this is also what Langston Minkston's Cool Made Adventure is about. So, thank you for tuning in to this episode. Don't forget to grab yourself a copy of Langston Minkston's Cool Made Adventure. And please stick around to join us for the rest of the episode as well as the next episode. Langston Minkston's Cool Made Adventure is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, and Saxo.com. Also, it is available on a lot other platforms, so please check it out. I appreciate all of y'all. Love y'all. Chandler G. Hayes. Yo, what's good? It's Chan, man. House of Barf. Now known as Chandler G. Hayes. So, I just got me some berry punch Minute Maid. If you got a bev, sip with me. So, Entrepreneurs are not going around talking about money all day. Sales, marketing. So how are these people, what are they talking about? It's people who are bringing in 6 figures annually, 7 figures annually, 8 figures annually. What are they talking about? If I had to find a common theme about what these entrepreneurs are talking about on a daily basis, 2 or 3 times a day, I'd have to sum it up into health, wellness, energy. It's what drives these entrepreneurs. And it's a different currency. I'm not saying all of them are wealthy. I'm not saying all, because you also got to remember, if you got a business that's running 6, 7 figures, you probably also have debt that's running 6, 7 figures. I don't know these people's books. I don't keep up with them. I haven't been to their houses. But if somebody was like, if you ever been married and you go to a couple and you ask them, how's married life? In the back of your head, you kind of already have an idea. There's pros and cons to everything. I've always been an entrepreneur since I was a child. My first business, I'll tell you, my very first business was gambling. When I was I couldn't even been in 3rd grade yet. It's probably like 8 years old, 7 years old. And I would go to school with quarters in my pocket and a deck of cards. First business, I'm going home with dollars every day. And I had a rule: no gambling before school, when any teachers are around or anything. This was my rule. One day we're under, I don't know what you would call it, in front of the school. It's kind of like a vestibule or something. I don't know what to call it. But, they didn't open up the doors to the school yet. And there's just these group of kids there who are just like, come on, Chan, come on, let's get another round in before class starts. So I turn my back to where everybody is, and I'm like in a corner. And I said, okay, we'll do higher or lower. So basically, no, not higher or lower, heads or tails. That was the card game. Card game was higher or lower. Quarter game was heads or tails. That's it. Not complicated at all. And I would have probably 4 games, me being the house running, I'd probably have 2 or 3 quarter games going at one place. And this is at lunch table. This is how this game is going. This is at the lunch table. This is in class. I'd probably have one card game going, one deck of cards, and like 3 quarter games going. So what you do is essentially you take the quarter, you flip it, heads or tails. So I turn my back. I'm putting it in the corner, thinking that let's just keep it quiet. Nobody will see us. Next thing you know, we got the game going. And, I'm like, okay, it's gotten kind of quiet. What's going on? I turn around. There's a teacher standing behind me like, oh, this is what you're doing. So I've always been in entrepreneurship since, I was, I had to debate what was my first love. I'd have to say, was it business or was it basketball? With basketball, just something that kind of, but I love basketball. I really do. But business may be my first love, basketball may just have been like an avenue for me to become a successful business owner. Maybe that's why I didn't go all the way like I dreamt I was going to do. But when I say like I'm just a beginning entrepreneur, what I mean is I've gotten to a point now where I said no more. I'm 37 years old, no more. Whether my previous company wants to admit to it or not, through some technicalities, they're basically saying that I quit my job, which is completely false. And they're saying that they didn't terminate me, which is complete bullshit. It just is. It's business. It helped them out. Just bullshit. But you know what? When you throw energy out there like that, it's the only thing you can get back. So that's what I'm talking about. This is what these entrepreneurs talk about. They talk about the energy that you put out into society. So they're not going around necessarily, chasing the yes. So when you join, entrepreneurship, but yes, when I say I'm a new entrepreneur, what I basically mean is I finally made my decision that I'm not going back. Now, we'll talk about that. I am about to start a job tomorrow as a server. And I've been serving at another spot for a little while, but this one said, we have 40 hours for you. The other one only had like 4 to 8 hours for me, which is cool. If I can, I'll still help out that restaurant because I still fool with those people. I love that restaurant owner. She's a wonderful woman, just such a cool individual. She cooks West African food. She's from Cameroon, just a wonderful woman. But this other restaurant said that they got 40 hours for me. I got to pay these bills. I'm losing all my money. My accounts are depleted. It's getting ugly. So picked up a server job. They got 40 hours. I said, cool. I'll be up there. But I made the final decision. We're not going backwards on this at all. Before, when I started a business, it was always like 7 out of 10 businesses will fail. I get concerned. And when the next opportunity comes up, like a job or a college degree comes up, I take it. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going back to college. Screw this candy business. It's not working. Let me go. This time around, I started another business. This is a financial therapy, fin therapy consultation. And I've made my decision. I'm not going back on this. I'm not going to go for another company for 10, 15 years and then get treated like shit, hate my life, and always in the back of my head, always saying to myself, that's why you should have started that business 10, 15 years ago. Look how much you've done for this company in this amount of time. You could have did that for yourself. Or not even for myself. Again, how many people could I have served? Okay, this is what I'm more so saying. Like, these is what these entrepreneurs discuss. So when you first get into entrepreneurship or sales and marketing with a group of individuals, it's chase that yes. Rejection is a part of the process. You're going to get no's, then you'll fix your script, and then what? Eventually you'll become an amazing salesperson. Join clubs. Why? So you can get more sales. Go to church. Why? So you can get more sales. This is what you get taught for. I was probably taught that for 10, 15 years of my life. And for some reason, it never resonated with me. It never felt good. It never felt good for me. I recently got hired on by a sales team, and immediately their first thing is 200 contacts. Immediately I knew it wasn't going to work. I was really going to try. I really was going to try. I really was. But I had just cut off probably 50 people in my life in 2024. Earlier this year, late last year. With the whole, getting divorced and everything. There's a lot of individuals I couldn't trust. It was like, so from friends to ex-in-laws to, you think about it, I went into hermit mode. I went into that, you take Dragon Ball Z, when Vegeta or Goku would hop into a pod and go to space and just train. I went into training mode. Another way, hermit mode. It's just what I did. So these individuals are like, oh, we want 200 of your contacts. I'm like, damn, I just cut off a quarter. A quarter of that. They're just like, well, just go through your phone, and we'll find these contacts. Not going to happen. Now, maybe if you would have talked to me last year, I would at least had 50, like right there. Boom. It's not going to happen. Yeah, that's immediately what they jump to. Oh, well, you went to college, right? Yeah. Well, we should call some of your old college buddies. I went to College Park, and I wasn't part of a frat. I didn't play a sport, in College Park, as you know, is a predominantly Caucasian institute. And I can tell you these students. I was at a party one time, I'll tell you, and invited by the host. Okay, this isn't like got invited by somebody. So I'm cool with this host, and I come over. I'm hanging out, chilling, and I open up the fridge. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm about to try to get something to eat or drink. Because I was friends with the person who, I've been over there before, and it's this random Caucasian male comes out of nowhere and just slams the fridge. It's like, get out of the fridge. And I was just like, you missed a word, And for a second there, I was like, man, I'm about to really knock this guy out. Like, I'm about to knock this guy out. But I didn't want to embarrass the host of the event. So these were the type of, you talk about jump scare. I jump scared people like daily. So you say how you jump scare people daily. So you're walking down the hallway, and typically, students or got their heads down in their books, walking down the hallway and whatever, and they look up. You know what I'm saying? They look up and they it's like they jump like a cat that's scared. Oh! And it's like, oh gosh, they just noticed there's a black person there. Seriously, this is pretty regular. So yeah, when they were just like, yo, so let's call some of your old college buddies. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't make any. At least not at College Park. You know what I'm saying? Didn't make a lot of buddies at College Park. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that wasn't going to work. I'm not part of the military. I'm not part of the police. So I knew this wasn't going to work. I could have made it work with time, but if first day, I told them look, y'all work with me, I'll grow this shit. Basically what that means is leave me alone. You're paying me a commission. You're not even giving me a base salary. I'm selling your financial planning products. Just back off. I'm going to pick up a restaurant gig. I'm going to be selling books on the side. This is not going to do anything but benefit y'all. Okay? Just let me do this. All right? They didn't want to go down that path. They're like, no, actually, this is like a job. Okay? You're going to be here between 9 and 5, and this is how it works. I'm like, this is a commission job. If you should know how commission jobs work. Most people have 2 or 3 commission jobs going on at the same damn time. I'm like, why can't y'all just work it like this? They're like, no, this is not how we work it. So eventually it got to a point where I was like, this just may not work out. But I even tried to reach out and say, hey, look, this doesn't have to be the end of a relationship. This can be the beginning of a relationship. I'll tell people about the office. I'll send people y'all away if anything. Let's see if we can work this out. Of course, they didn't respond. So that kind of gives you an insight on kind of like the type of people these were. Because easily I would have said, okay, cool. Maybe this just wasn't the right time. Maybe we'll figure things out in the future. That's not what they were on. Okay. So again, going back to kind of the topics that these entrepreneurs talk about is not chasing the yes. More so the energy is if you, and they'll teach you this in sales too, if you get to know your customer and your customers and your customer base and your market, it's not like they're not talking about business. They're still talking about market, still talking about how to get your sales up, still talking about how to, triple your income this upcoming next quarter. But it's not like, hey, look, I don't know how to describe it. If you reach out to 10 individuals, one will say yes. With good energy, this is more so what they're talking about, with good energy, radiating your positive energy, getting out all that gunk in your life. It'd be like if somebody poured oil all over your windshield and you decided that you were going to keep driving with that oil all over your windshield. And then the people are going to try to tell you, make it to your destination, and yes, you're going to hit bumps and everything. It'll be okay. You'll get there and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, get that gunk off of the windshield. Wipe all that gunk out. all that negative energy, your spouse left you, your best friend stabbed you in the back, your mother cusses you out on a regular basis, siblings, whatever, you know, employer terminated you, car company repoed your car, barely have enough food, and you can easily walk around. Another thing with these entrepreneurs I'll say is that they will seriously cut somebody off, not because you stole a bunch of money, because your energy was bad. If I could almost say, if you stole a bunch of money from an entrepreneur and your energy was good, they probably would hire you. It's about their currency is a different currency. I'm not saying these entrepreneurs are fools. I'm not trying to say it like that. But what I mean is they're more so on relationships. And they've also discussed that they believe that the reason why they do so well as entrepreneurs is because they're coming from an energy aspect. They feel vibes. I'm telling you, when you talk to some of these people, or if you talk to somebody that has good energy, they already know how you're doing, how your day was. You know, not saying everyone. Everybody's not an expert. I got people all the time asking me, you know, oh, you look sad. Or, oh, you look... And I'm really like in a good mood. And I'm like, oh, it's just my face, you know. Or, you know, maybe I'm just like, you know, not in the mood right now, whatever. But what I mean is, it's not even so much about your day. What I mean is, they already kind of know your history throughout your life based on just their vibes. Because there's a difference when you've tapped into your energy and you don't really utilize it. You kind of just ignore it. You know, you walk into a room and you feel the vibe and you're kind of just like, well, you know, I don't want to generalize or I don't want to assume. So let me just get in here and just kind of fill it out. But there's already something. Some people, I believe in the Holy Spirit, you know, so, you know, some people say it's the Holy Spirit. Some people say it's just a vibe. Some people say it's your intuition, whatever it is. I believe in the Holy Spirit. So I feel like it's the Holy Spirit telling me. But if you could talk to the Holy Spirit would tell you, Chandler never listens. Never listens. You know, and that's why he always gets burnt. Always. He gets burnt all the damn time. Because one thing, my intuition would tell me that this is a great person. Okay? They'll tell me, trust this person. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I'll trust him. You know, and then this person does something like, oh man, let's just say it's about business. Oh man, we should get into a business together. Oh sure, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. You know what? All you got to do is just give me like $5,000-$6,000 or something. I'm like, oh, here it goes. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. And I'll say something insulting. This is kind of like something, I don't know. I'm not saying it's the best thing to do, but I'm just kind of like filling the person out. Let me insult them. You know, just kind of like see where this goes. And they'll completely just cut me off. You know what I'm saying? And the reason for the insult was, let me see if I can build their trust or something. And I know it sounds stupid, but I'll just do something, just, I guess as people would say, self-sabotaging, just to see, you know, and then I'll find out, oh man, that was somebody that the Holy Spirit was telling me that I should have built a trusting relationship with them, you know, or it'll be vice versa, where it'll be like, don't trust this person. But I'm like, okay, let me see if I can trust them. You know, let me test them. I'm going to leave. I don't know why. I just go around just doing random tests. And it's against what the Holy Spirit is telling me, or my gut instinct, or whatever it is you want to call it. So yeah, you just walk into a room, you feel the vibe, and there's individuals who will say, I'm just going with my gut instinct. I'm not going to stay at this party. I want to leave. Then there's other individuals like me that say, my gut instinct is telling me to leave, and I want to know why. I just want to find out why, you know? And then you're always the person to say, something told me to leave, you know? But you're just like, oh, you want me to leave? Let me find out why, you know? Oh, you want me to trust this person? Let me find out why they're so trustworthy. But with some of these entrepreneurs, what I've noticed is they've tapped into their energy, and not only have they tapped into it, they've also kind of perfected it. So when they see someone that they're like, they're untrustworthy, they don't waste their time or their energy trying to figure out why or trying to exude their energy into this relationship. If they look at somebody and see that this woman has daddy issues, they literally will walk up to the woman. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying they'll do this all the time and say, they'll just hop into it. Hey, I can tell. I mean, you could be at a bar or a restaurant, random. This is a random individual. You know, I just want to let you know that your dad is not a bad dad. They have their personal issues and it's being projected on you or something. And the other individual would be like, huh? What? You know, like, whoa, this is intense right now. And they just go with their flow. They just go with their energy. They don't waste time on trying to, goodness, Citibank is reaching out to me, telling me I owe them money. It was for last year when my air conditioner went out. I got like a portable air conditioner and I put it on a credit card and I'm almost done paying it, but I'm like, dog, it's the last like couple $100. Like, oh, no, it's the last couple, probably less than $100, pressing me out. You know, I guess I missed my April payment, but they just go with the flow. They just go with their energy. You still have entrepreneurs who are like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Still don't tell people too much. Don't talk to people too much. Don't be too honest with people. You know, still kind of like, you know, don't lie to people, but don't tell them anything, you know, when they talk. Just figure out ways to articulate what you're trying to say. And you know, so you still have those entrepreneurs, but I'm noticing the main thing is health. Take care of yourself. Keep yourself healthy, mind healthy, body healthy. And not always in a sense of physical too. Physical activity, of course. Amen. You got to get that physical activity, but keep your mind and your body healthy through like the people you're surrounding yourself around, the thoughts that you're having, the thoughts that you're taking in, the content that you're watching and taking in, the music that you're watching and taking in, and then also physical activity. Make sure you're getting out and keeping yourself healthy. You know, wellness. I can't even describe wellness because it's not really like, you know, I know people say, well, you got a kind of a financial wellness company, kind of, but the wellness, again, your physical health, your intimacy, your relationships, your finances, just your wellness. I can't really go into wellness because it's not really my field. But if I had to say, these are topics, and then also energy. Energy is huge. The energy that you exude or radiate into your world is what you're going to attract. So if you go with your energy, you're not chasing a yes. When you present your product, I'm not saying that the yeses will just come to you. That too. The yeses will just magnetically come to you. No matter where you are, grocery store, restaurant, gym, club, whatever. When you're just radiating that energy that you're trying to put out there. Let's just say you're trying to start, I don't know, a new consulting, engineering, whatever, medical firm. You put that energy into the universe. I want to start a new medical pharmacy, whatever. I'm not sure about medical field either. I want to start this. That energy goes out into the world, and I would say I'm not an expert on quantum or the world or whatever. The world, or not the world, the universe, whatever, multiverse, whatever you want to call it. God, you know, whatever you want to call it. Now, I believe in God. I believe in, now, I'm not trying to, you know, take it, but like Jesus Christ is my Lord and my Savior. So when I radiate something, I radiate it to Jesus. I say, Jesus, I want to start this business. Okay. But even then, I still want to have good energy in the world, in the universe, and everything as well. So you put that out there. I really want to start this medicinal company, or I really want to start this dispensary, or I really want to start this financial consulting company. And you put it out there in the world, whether you write it down, and they say writing down is great too. I'll write it down. I'm about to write it down right now while we're on the on the podcast, having this conversation. So the universe is not, I would say, as people may say, negative or positive. I would say it's not negative nor positive. It's taking what you're giving it and bringing that into your life. I gotta find some paper. I'll just use a napkin real quick. I don't even want to use a napkin, to be honest, because I'm running low on napkins. So I actually want to find a piece of paper or something. And throwing it out into the universe, into the world, into Christ or your God, Allah, or, in the Hindu, I don't know who it is, Ganesh, or, I know there's thousands of gods. I'm not sure how it works in Hinduism or Buddhism. I'm not sure if it's Buddha or, whoever it is or whatever it is, throwing it out there. God, I really want to start this. I think I got, let me see. I'm sorry. I'm still looking for a piece of paper. Oh, goodness. Let me see. I'm still looking for a piece of paper. But throwing it out there and just basically saying, I want to start this. So with doing that, what happens next? You go out into the world. You may have even totally forgotten what you wrote down or what you were putting out there into the world through prayer or meditation, whatever. Next thing you know, at the next place you're at, because you've thrown this out into the world, the next place you're at, the person there, I found this little small piece of paper, and I'm going to go ahead and write this down. This pen doesn't work. I am going to be a successful financial consultant / therapist. Goodness. Okay. Well, I'm going to get it done. And, let me see. We'll keep going. Let me see. I got this board right here. And let me see if I can find a marker. The next place you go, you're going to possibly find someone who is in that field, is looking for a partner or whatever it is, or is an investor in the healthcare industry, whatever it is. I can't even describe it. How is this happening? Like, I can't even find a marker now. And typically I got markers always lying around because I use whiteboards for ideas and stuff and to practice my financial studies. And I normally have markers just laying around because my children love to take the markers and erase all my ideas and start. Oh gosh, I think I found a piece of paper. Okay, here we go. All right, where's that pen? Okay, let me get that pen. Okay, let's see if this works. All right, so I found a piece of paper. All right, here we go. I'm going to write this down. I am a successful business owner. And I'm going to date this May 19th, 2024. I should even write the time. Approximately 1:50 p.m. Eastern Time. I am going to overcome my obstacles. I am going to be abundant. I am going to own a successful financial consulting / therapy company. I am going to efficiently run the financial consulting slash fin therapy company. Okay, so put that energy in the world and start noticing the universe manifesting it, making it happen. So you'll notice that a lot of entrepreneurs are not concerned about money. I'm not saying all entrepreneurs. They're not the ones sitting around stressing about how they're going to pay the bills, how much money they're in, I don't know what it is, arrears or whatnot. That's not what they stress and think about all the time. So what is it? How many people can I serve during my dash? So the dash, as you're maybe familiar with, is you have the date you're born and the date, you move on. You transition. Now, in between those two dates is typically a dash. Now, we only have a certain amount of days that we're on typically this planet. And let's just say I'm starting off my entrepreneur journey at 37. There's only a certain amount more days that I got left, on average. Now, through health and wellness and everything, that can be altered. Or if you believe, like I believe in Jesus, that date has already been determined. No amount of health and wellness can, it was already determined. God already knows my story and how this all happens and how this ends. Now you can say, well, what if you pull out a gun and just shut yourself in right now? Well, supposedly that was in my thread for some cause. Now, do we have will? Yes, we have will. Yes, we have will. But supposedly where I come from, what we believe is that we do have will, but also our story has already kind of been written. Now, don't quote me on all that. I'd have to talk to somebody and see how much of that is actually true. But yes, we throw this energy out there, and this is what the universe is now accepting. It's, and now going to be trying to protrude into our lives. So we're not necessarily going around trying to change no's into yeses by saying the same thing to different people or changing it up a little bit and seeing that people react to the word, steps instead of processes and whatnot. I'm putting that energy out into the world. And when the opportunities present itself to engage with individuals, I take that opportunity. The universe created the opportunity. So I'm at the bar, let's just say, and the person is standing next to me, and my energy is saying something like, just say hello to this person. But because I'm in DC, where a lot of people can be rude, I don't want to say hello because I don't want to rub this person in the wrong way. And then this person just be short with me and it just throws off my whole mood. So instead of doing that, instead of saying hello, I just completely ignore them and just move on about my day and just drink my drink and listen to the music and have a good time. Instead, you say hello. Next thing you know, because your energy is telling you say hello to this person. We're not going around chasing the yeses. The yeses are being created through things like just saying hello. How's it going? How are you? Once you have these interactions, you can't go backwards. Let's just try to say you say hello to an individual. Maybe you crack a joke that they don't find as funny and they walk away. It's a sad situation in the sense of, oh my gosh, what could have happened from that relationship? And it's not always on you. Sometimes it's on that other individual. Because we never know what could have happened from that other, if that other individual could have possibly been like, man, that was a really bad joke. Whether it was just not funny, or it was a dad joke, or it was insulting. If they could have easily just said, hey, what do you mean by that? Or what made you, you just say, I don't know. And then there could possibly be a relationship to be built. Or your energy could have told you that don't mess with this person. There's something off about this person. And you just try to tell a joke anyways, just because you're just like, hey, you know what? I don't know. I'm just going to say hello anyways. And then they do what they do. Sometimes it is best to just go ahead and save your energy and just walk away from the situation. Just say, you know what, that I just wasn't feeling it. But you say hello to an individual, they say hello back, and you're talking, and somehow it comes up in conversation that you're looking to start your new business. And this individual could possibly be like, hey, it's funny that you say that. I'm actually an investor. And I'm not saying go around just like, putting yourself out there all the time just because you're looking for the right person. I definitely would say put yourself out there. And this is not advice, but put yourself out there. But it's not like, just like, hey, somebody come save me. I'm a damsel in distress. It's just putting yourself out there because it's like, come on, this is the world, of entrepreneurship, of business, accounting, regulation, finance. You have to kind of put yourself out there and talk with people to get new ideas, figure out how you can approach regulations differently. What rules should be passed? How are rules passed? How do things work? Finances, personal finances, altering all the time. Stock market, changing all the time. Business, changing all the time. How should I incorporate AI into my business? What things can I do differently? So you just bring up different topics, and next thing you never know what could possibly happen. So this is more so when it goes into topics that entrepreneurs what I've been learning from these entrepreneurs is, I'm not saying that once you radiate, oh yes, I want to start this, business, that all these people are going to just start running up to you saying, I don't know why I'm running up to you. It's just making me, my energy is making me just run up to you. No, what I'm more so saying is now you're going to put yourself in situations that are conducive for what you're trying to create. And now all it takes for you to do is, as Moses did, is drop the staff so that the Red Sea can part. That's all you got to do. You just got to drop that staff. A lot of times we just want to go up to it and just be like, hey, what's going to happen? Is that Red Sea just going to part? No, you got to drop that staff. There's always something that God, in my personal opinion, I could be wrong with this. I'm sure God is always going to make you put some skin in the game. Even if it's just doing the slightest thing, picking up a rock, dropping a staff, whatever it is. In my opinion, this isn't backed by scripture. God just wants you to have skin in the game because we can't think about that investor. And I'm not trying to compare investors to God, but think about that investor who wants to invest in your business. They're not going to just make you, or they're not just going to hand you all the money. They're not just going to say, here, okay, you want $100,000 for your business? Here's $100,000. I'm not saying all investors won't do it. They want to see something first. And I'm not saying that they want to see your credit score. I'm not saying that they want to see your business plan. I'm not saying that, that they want to see your sales or, how much traffic are you getting on social media. They want to see something. Now, some people say they just want to have dinner with you, sit down with you on multiple occasions. They say that's one thing is, I've heard this, I could be wrong. I've heard this thing about they say Asian investors. I've heard this from some people. Asian investors typically will spend 80% of their time with you talking about bullshit and 20% of the time talking about business. 80% of the time, they just want to hang out with you. I've heard Americans, we're not the most savvy investors. We spend 80% of our time talking about business, 20% talking about bullshit. And some people said, that's just the way Americans are. Not the savviest, kind of not trying to be rude, but kind of more of the naive, gullible, people of, I'm not sure, of the world possibly, or the world of business or whatnot. So, we don't waste a lot of time. We think this is the way business needs to be operated. Therefore, that's how we act. And people are like, no, man, there's so many people. That's what I mean. It's kind of insulting when talking about business 80% of the time in other cultures. And you're sitting there as an American, you're kind of thinking like, oh my gosh, I flew all the way over here and I'm really trying to get this deal done. And we're sitting here, we're going to bathhouses and we're going to, I don't know, sushi restaurants and we're going to sports events. And, what am I supposed to report back to my boss or to the office? It's like, I feel like we need to be talking about business more, but in another note, if your energy is just good, in other cultures, I don't know any other cultures, a bunch of other cultures, but I have heard this before in business, when dealing with people, is you got to learn about their culture, and not to be a snake, not to be manipulative, just kind of understand that when you go hang out with these people, they do not like to talk business. That's not their thing. They just want to hang out, chill, relax. And then next thing you know, at the very end of it, y'all may have a contract being read up. And you're like, whoa, how is this happening? We didn't even talk about anything. They're just like, no, man, I just loved your energy, man. And you're like, what? But what about the product or the service and the numbers and the marketing plan that I put together and the presentation I had? And it's like, fuck all that. You're a great person. You made me laugh. I mean, it's not really hard to make you laugh, but I was thinking that we would go over business. Or on the other note, they're like, hey, we don't want to do business with you. And you're like, whoa, I didn't even get to give you my presentation. It's like, I don't even want to see it. Your energy. The whole time we were hanging out, you were stiff and annoying and embarrassing. You wouldn't barely laugh. Or even seem remotely like you're having a good time. Not saying you got to go around laughing all the time, because even sometimes I'm not sitting there laughing all the time, but I'm having a good time. And people can somehow notice that I'm having a good time, and not the whole time I'm going around just smiling, geeking. So it's more so because what I've noticed with these entrepreneurs I've been hanging out with, as well as just being so the energy that I put out recently was, look, I'm going to start socializing again. It was funny because when I said I was going to start socializing again, it just came to me. Going to a bar in Bowie, sitting down, had books in hand, Links and Mason's Cool Made Adventure, and got introduced to an individual who was part of a social networking group of entrepreneurs. And I was like, hey, I haven't been socializing for about a year. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start socializing. But this time around, I'm not going to do the way that I was kind of raised to socialize, which is you spend, let's just say, 30% of your time around people who are like-minded, who love you and everything, but 70% of your time around people who are not like-minded like you, could possibly hate you. You keep your friends close, your enemies closer. I said, this time, I'm keeping my enemies close and my friends closer this time around. Because the last 15, 16 years of my life, I was anxious. I was upset. I was not comfortable in any rooms. I was like, I'm switching that around this time around. So I said, I'm going to start socializing, and I'm going to socialize with other entrepreneurs, like-minded people. Immediately, things just started flowing. Immediately. I'm not even talking about like weeks, months. No, I'm talking about like next day. This is just how fast the universe works. And I'm not going to say it's going to work for everybody, but this is how it works just that quickly in a social networking group. Then I go out to restaurants, dinner, whatever. Another entrepreneur just walks up, just wants to talk. It's like, hey, what do you do? Oh, I own my own gym or something. Oh, wow, I'm trying to do a financial consulting company. Oh, wow, that's great that you're in that field, because guess what? Not all entrepreneurs are financially savvy. They're good enough to get their businesses running, but they're not all financially savvy. I could use your help. And things just start clicking. So that's more so what I mean when they start discussing energy. They're just like, hey, once you're in this field of entrepreneurship, money can just flow. Now, when entrepreneurs talk about it, for me, I'm like, fucking bullshit. When is my money just going to start flowing? And it's like, you'll get there. You'll get there. It'll happen. And you know what's so funny about these entrepreneurs? They keep saying it will happen. It will happen. Trust me, it will happen. And all God or the universe needs to see is just how I was talking about those investors, how they just need to see a little bit more. All God wants to see, I would probably call it the skin of your teeth, arm length. It's not even much. It's not much. It's not as much as you think. You're thinking that you got to go full force, all in. It's not that. It's keep running, just keep running like in a race. And I'm telling you, it's just one arm length away. It's just the skin of your teeth away. The only thing the universe or God wants to see is, are you going to be willing to take that extra step? The only difference, this is another thing we're talking about, the only difference between a successful entrepreneur and an unsuccessful entrepreneur was the unsuccessful entrepreneur stopped just one step too early. And the successful one took one more step. They dipped their head to cross that finish line. And it's not a race against other individuals. This is not like, I got to beat this other entrepreneur. We're all on this race at different times. We all enter at different points. We all exit at different points. You're racing. You can't even see anybody else. But there's somebody there saying, this is your finish line. This is when you're going to cross over. This is when your business is going to be successful. This is when you're going to get your first client. It's here. This is your checkpoint. You can't see it though. You're sitting there, come on. And the only difference, this is what some of the entrepreneurs are telling me, is, did you take that extra step? Did you dip that head right at that line when you wanted to stop? Did you stick your arm out and just say, I'm going to keep going? And when you do that, before you know it, the universe, God, whatever entity, whatever it is, said, now you're blessed. Now you're ready to be an entrepreneur. Now you're ready for your first client. Now you're ready for your first office building. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, now you're ready. And it possibly is even overnight. It's just like, whoa, overnight, I woke up and got that phone call from that investor who was like, hey, we're ready now. We want to go ahead and put $100,000 into your business, into a trust or whatever it is, so that you can start your business. Whatever it is. I don't know how it works or what they do when investors, I'm not sure if they just throw $100,000 your way, or maybe they do. Maybe they got it like that. I don't know. But it's more so just that one more step. I can tell with a lot of these entrepreneurs, they're just waiting to see, will I keep coming to our meetings? Will I keep socializing? Will I keep pressing? Will I keep, working on that first client? And when they first client cancels, do I keep working on the next client? Will I keep trying to work on selling my books? Will I keep posting on TikTok? Will I keep posting on my podcast? They're not seeing, how many views I'm getting. They're not seeing how many spins, how many countries I'm in. That's not their concern. They just want to see, is he going to be consistent? Is he going to keep going? Even when it gets rough and tough, and his children and his family and whatnot. They don't care about how many spins I'm getting. They don't care about how many views. They don't care about how much money I'm bringing in. All that matters is are they going to keep going? I love my trap stars. Trust me, that's the same thing your plug is looking at as well. Now, in the game, your plug could also become like an enemy, but who knows? Let's just say that you're looking for an opportunity. Your plug is the plug, and you're like, hey, I can take on more. And the plug is like, go ahead, keep going, little man. We'll talk about it later. They just want to see, are you in it for a pair of Jordans and a bad bitch? Or they want to see, what are you in this for? They don't need to see all your numbers. They don't care that every time you take a package out, you bring it back in a day and all cash. Oh, that's fantastic. But what are you in this for? They could care less about the money. So this is what I mean, your energy. They want to know your energy. They want to know, who are you? Their currency is different than money, because they could replace you easily with another runner or whatever it is. Easily. But how is it that we determine who we trust, who do we employ, who do we promote, what is it? And easily we could talk about branding. Yeah, but what is branding? Essentially, what is your authentic energy? And that's the one thing that I think throws people off about me personally is I'm a very goofy person. I like to play around a lot, but I'm also very reserved. And certain individuals can figure it out. He likes to have fun and socialize, but he's very analytical and observant. And one way that you can get to analyze situations is by laughter, just by having fun. Now, I don't do that. Naturally, I'm really just a person who's stupid and like to have fun. That's just me naturally. I just like to do that. But also I like to see, what somebody may find humorous, that's more so one thing I have noticed that's been kind of a theme is, again, health, wellness, energy. The currency that you're looking for may not be the currency that someone else is looking for. So you're sitting there, let's say I'm beating a dead horse right now. You're sitting there looking to hang out with this investor so you can get this billionaire investor or multi-$100 million investor to invest in your business. And it's just not flowing. It's not that this investor doesn't have the money. They easily have the money. They could easily invest in your business. The main thing is they look for relationships. So they invest in your business and you bring them in $1 million, or let's just even go to $100 million, whatever it is, $1 billion. Do you truly think that that's their concern? They have more than enough money to live their life as well as their family's lives for generations and generations to come and go. You know why entrepreneurs want to fool with me? Because naturally, I'm a person who likes to laugh, have fun, can probably go to a little bit too extreme at times. And I naturally like to build relationships. And the reason why I say that people can notice it's natural is because sometimes entrepreneurs are down and out on their last dollar. Something happened. Their identity got stolen. The credit card company cut off their card. Something. I don't know. So they're at the bar. Card declined. Can't afford their meal. And somebody like me hears it. Oh, crap. Shit. Another individual. I've been here before. I'm going to stop coming to this damn restaurant because every time I come here, somebody can't afford their food. And I feel obligated to help out. So I go to the individual and I say, hey, I heard that your card declined. You can't afford your cheeseburger. How much is your cheeseburger? And they're like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Not knowing that this individual is actually whoever, blah, 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 whatever their name is, from whatever family. And I'm not going around seeking that. And they're just like, hey, what's your phone number? I'm going to call you sometime. And it's like, all right, sure, here's my phone number. Let's take a selfie, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let's have a good time. You like bourbon? Let's take a bourbon. Let's have a good time. And next thing you know, oh, I totally forgot. I didn't drive and I don't have money for an Uber. Well, hey, where do you live? I live in, DuPont or something. Okay. All right, cool. I got you. You know what I'm saying? You sure? You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, it's cool. It's cool. I got you. Next thing you know, drop them off at DuPont and they just hitting you up like, yo, listen, this is who I am. They're not looking for another investment. They got investments. They got money coming in. Yes, they're still looking for their currency is energy. Their currency is relationships. Their currency is humanity. So people can see in those little interactions that I'm here to help humanity. So then when they ask me questions like, I've even had somebody say this to me recently. I could see you. What's your business? I'm not even joking. They said, I could see you, like a therapist or something? I was like, damn, how did you know? It's like, yeah, I don't know. You just give off that energy, that vibe. You just like, you listen, you pay attention, you respond. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually trying to work on a financial consulting / fin therapy company. It's like, yeah, that's you. That's you. And man, someone else gave me another idea, but I'm not going to go into all that because I may not be working on that idea, but they're just like, create your dream situation, create a dream job, business, whatever. Let your energy radiate. That's the term one individual I was talking to use. Let it radiate. Don't hold it back. Don't have that little light of mine. Listen to the song. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine. It's serious. That's the problem with a lot of people have with Christians is that we take things too literally and we don't think about things in the metaverse or whatever it is, multiverse, whatever it is. We take things too small, too literally. You got to really think, wow, God is trying to tell us through a song that we've learned when we were 4 years old, younger. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. God is trying to say, listen, your energy, let it radiate into the universe. And that's how God and the universe can grasp it and put what you want into your life. I can't describe it, but just imagine if you kind of just, whatever your child brought to you, you brought to them. Your child doesn't say anything to you. It's kind of hard to help them. I know we've all heard our bosses and managers say it. I can't help you if you don't help me, which I do think is complete bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But in the same scenario, I can understand because if you don't let me know, if I don't know that you're being bullied, I can't help you. Or if I don't know that you want to start this candy company, I can't help you. So you have to let that energy radiate into the universe, into the world, in order for God or the universe, multiverse, metaverse, whatever it is, in order to put it back into our lives. So in relationships, it's currency. Energy is currency. That's what keeps the money flowing. That's what keeps the funds flowing. Because when you get to a certain point, you ever play a video game with somebody and they just have billions of whatever it is? It's like, damn, how did you do that? Like you like, yo, I got like 100,000, hundreds of thousands. And they're just like, yeah, I've been playing this game, for 13 minutes. I figured out a way to get billions. It's like, damn, how? I've been playing this game for a year, 2 years now. People figure it out and they could care less about, trying to figure out how to make another billion. Now, some individuals I'm sure out there try to figure it out. Some individuals, they connect with people off of a different currency, relationships, energy, humanity. And I'm just fortunate enough to naturally just want to help humanity. Since I was in kindergarten, first grade, I was always a helper of the teachers. I was always helping, going to the special ed classes, helping the special ed teachers. It's just naturally how I was. I unnaturally became a harder person because of liars and thieves and backstabbers. That's not who I was originally. I was always trying to help the world. And it just happens that I'm starting to socialize with entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are now saying, we're looking for your energy. We're looking for people like you. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I'm just trying to now just stay cool, stay calm, collect, because it can be tough. Because now they want to put you on a platform. And it's like, oh, gosh, things are happening quickly. But yeah, been talking for about an hour now. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, go get myself something to eat, relax until tomorrow. I start a new gig tomorrow, which I'm grateful for. A lot of positive things have been happening, and I really do appreciate y'all, and I love y'all. Thank y'all for all your support. God bless y'all. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you don't listen to this later, hopefully you enjoy whatever rest of your day, night, whatever time you listen to it. Sometimes I listen to my podcast at night because it kind of puts me to sleep. It's very monotone and boring. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This is Chairman House of Barf. Oh, I'm sorry. Chandlerghayes, formerly known Chairman House of Barf. Blah. Greetings, listeners, to to a space where financial worries transform into opportunities for growth and healing. I'm Chandlerghayes, and today I have the privilege of introducing to you a company that I started and that I'm excited about with the grace of God and support from family and friends. This is a game-changing force to be reckoned with in the realm of financial consulting. The business is called Chandlerghayes. It is a financial consulting / financial therapy company, what I like to call fin therapy. This is a beacon of hope for families navigating through the complexities of money management. This is going to guide families and individuals through a journey of financial transformation and meaningful conversations about their finances, accompanied by fin therapy. We recognize that financial well-being is not just about numbers, even though I understand that at the end of the day, people are going to want me to deliver, or the organization to deliver on the numbers. I get it. What's the point of this? Some people don't really need the numbers. Some people just need the financial therapy. Some people need the consultation. Some people need both. The financial therapy aspect will focus on emotions and behaviors and attitudes surrounding the finances. Then there also can be the consultation that offers personalized guidance to help understand finances. And then the fin therapy can also help address on a deeper psychological aspect of money management. This will help grow families and individuals overcome financial struggles, as well as bringing on, hopefully, financial harmony. This is a compassionate approach to finances. Whether you're facing debt, financial conflicts within your family, or simply seeking to enhance your financial literacy, Chandlerghayes is here to support. So, take the first step. Schedule a 60-minute meeting with me. Right now, I'm a team of one. You can find my calendar on calendly.com. It's chandlerghayes@gmail.com. You should be able to find my schedule. Book a session. The first session is free. We sit down. We take the step to creating a brighter financial future and embarking on a journey of financial empowerment. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. Please enjoy the rest of the episode, or please come back to enjoy the next episode. I appreciate it. I'm Chandlerghayes. Enjoy your journey on financial well-being.